I must apologize for the length of time that this might have taken, but we also have to remember that sometimes, to be sure, we have to take our time. And the writ issued by the Governor General to the returning officers, they have up until the 18th to give me the final decision. So even though it might be long, it's not unlawful, it's not illegal, and one cannot go wrong to take the time in doing what they have to do. Like I said this morning, there were certain processes to go through. We had challenges, we had reviews, and it would have been very unprofessional of the supervisor of elections to go and make announcements while the whole process will be revisited. Because if anything was to take a different turn, I would have had to be updating and retracting statements. And so I think that now is the opportune time and now is the relevant time to say what the final decision is. And for those who might have been suggesting that I am using delaying tactics, there is nothing to delay about the facts. It's just to make sure that the facts reported is, or the information reported is really the facts. And to do it hastily could ensure that you're not reporting the facts. So we start from St. Christopher number 1. That seat was contested by Ian Patches Liebert of the People's Action Movement and Dr. Earl Asser Martin of the People's Labour Party. It is confirmed now that Ian Patches Liebert will carry that seat. He will be returned for St. Christopher number 1. For St. Christopher number 2, that seat was contested by John L. Powell of the People's Action Movement and Marcella Liebert of the St. Kitts Nevis Labour Party. The results would reflect that Marcella Liebert of the St. Kitts Nevis Labour Party would carry that seat and she would be returned. St. Christopher number 3 was contested by Conrad Maynard of the St. Kitts Nevis Labour Party and Sam Conde of the People's Labour Party. It is now confirmed that Conrad Maynard will be returned for St. Christopher number 3. St. Christopher number 4 was contested by Mr. Lindsey Grant of the People's Action Movement and Mr. Glenn Phillips of the St. Kitts Nevis Labour Party. The results would confirm that Mr. Lindsey Grant will be returned for St. Christopher number 4. St. Christopher number 5 was contested by Sean Richards of the People's Action Movement and Dr. Narjan Wilson of the St. Kitts Nevis Labour Party. Sean Richards has been declared the winner of St. Christopher number 5, and so he will be returned as such. St. Christopher number 6 was contested by Vernon Connor of the People's Action Movement and Dr. Denzil L. Douglas of the St. Kitts Nevis Labour Party. Dr. Denzil Douglas will be returned for constituency number 6. Constituency number 7 was contested by Dr. Vance Gilbert of the St. Kitts Nevis Labour Party, and Dr. Timothy Harris of the People's Labour Party. Dr. Timothy Harris is a clear winner and is returned for St. Christopher 7. St. Christopher 8 was contested by Dr. Terence Joe of the St. Kitts Nevis Labour Party and Eugene Hamilton of the People's Action Movement. Eugene Hamilton has been returned for St. Christopher number 8. St. Christopher number 9, Nevis number 9 was contested by Mark Brantley of the Concerned Citizens Movement and Roberta Hector of the Nevis Reformation Party. Mark Brantley of the Concerned Citizens Movement will be returned for Nevis 9. Nevis 10, the two candidates there were Vance Amory of the Concerned Citizens Movement and Corey Tyson of the Nevis Reformation Party. Vance Amory is the declared winner and will be returned for Nevis 10. Nevis 11 was contested by Alexis Jeffers of the Concerned Citizens Movement and Patrice Nisbet of the Nevis Reformation Party. Patrice Nisbet is a clear winner of Nevis 11 and will be returned as such. That's the final and updated result from St. Kitts Nevis General Election 2015. Okay. Thank you.
One thing, Mr. George, I know that you gave us. Sir. Yes, I know that you gave us the winners. Do you have the totals as well for each constituency?
I can, at some point in time, a little later, give the updated total, but because I must say that some of my returning officers have been working for more than 2 days. They have not slept for like 2 nights. And so we were just working during today to get the final results, just to make sure who is a clear winner. But the final tally will be, it would have to be tallied after some of the returning officers get some rest. And instead of reporting bits and pieces of with the final numbers, I would prefer to give the final numbers for all 11 constituencies one time.
And do you think that we'll be able to get that within the what time frame are we looking at?
I am trying to fit you with that information before today is over. Let's say before news time 7 this evening.
Okay, and how do you are you proposing to send that to us, or are you going to come back live again to give us the information?
I think maybe I can just send it to you because, I mean, of course, you would read it out. Correct. And so it might be an overkill for me to come live with just that little information. And then you would still have to broadcast it. But I think that the most critical part was to get out the final decision and to give the public the assurance that my delay was just to make sure that when I make the announcement, I will be saying something that need not be corrected later. And so what I have just said, there will not be any need for a correction, just what I was interested in.
Okay. And what is the position from now then? Now that it seems as if based on the results, Team Unity has 7 and the St. Kitts Nevis Labour Party, NRP, has 4. What is the position from here then? Is it up to the parties? Are you involved in any of the further, any of the further process from here?
No, sir. My job, after the returning officers would have given me the official results, they have to write a report.
Mm-hmm.
And after they write that report, I would have to write a report and forward it to the Governor General.
Okay.
And then everything is out of my hands after that. The spotlight will be off of me, thank goodness. And so I think that whoever is able to command the support of the majority of elected members would lead a delegation to the Governor General to be sworn in as Prime Minister, whoever. It can be anybody from the 11 electoral district who was elected. It could be anybody. But that will be a matter for the politicians. You know, the electoral office has nothing really to do with politics. We just deal with the administering of these electoral laws.
Okay, and of course we do recognize that you have the authority to give the information to us, including the breakdown. So we'll appreciate that from you, where we get the breakdown via the polling, per polling station, I should say, and
right.
The totals that we can bring to the listeners later.
Beautiful.
All right, again, Mr. Judge, thank you very much. And as you know, we're willing to facilitate, of course, a broadcast with you if you so choose to come back and do it. If you send us the results, of course, we'll make sure that we get them out to the general public as well.
And I thank you for allowing me the opportunity to be on. And don't be afraid to call me. Anything to demystify anything out there in the public or set anything straight, I'll be more than happy to be as transparent as possible. Like I said before, this long delay had nothing to do with what certain people in the public might be thinking. It had everything to do with me wanting to get it right. You would understand that we have been back and forth and we have been through a whole lot. Court, no court. Boundaries, no boundaries. And so when the election was finally finalized, we had to fit 2 months' work into 7-8 days. And I myself, I haven't had more than 2 hours sleep in any night. And my entire staff have been tortured from working overtime. So we were always on the back foot trying to get things right. And like I said, a lot of times slow is surer. This time the information was slow, but you can rest assured that it is surer.
Okay, and we definitely appreciate that. I appreciate the fact that you've kept us informed as well. We had a lot of inquiries from the 12 o'clock time that we got today, but we do have the final results in terms of the numbers of seats won by each constituent party in the elections. And as you said, we will get the breakdowns later, since we didn't get any results at all in constituencies, especially in number 5. And I know there are a lot of statisticians out there who keep these stats, and so they would like to have that as well. So we'll appreciate. I'll wait on your information. I too try to get some sleep, but I haven't slept. Haven't slept for 2 days. I was at home when you called me, and I rushed back here to make sure that we get this on. So again, thank you very much, Mr. George. All the best, and we will be in touch.
I have to thank you too, because ever since this process started, when we were preparing for elections, you have never been short of accommodative to me and my office. So I still have to thank you, even on late notices, and you have opened the doors to your institution to help us to get it right. So I owe you the world of gratitude as well.
You're welcome, sir. And of course, we are the nation station, so we strive to provide this information to everyone who's listening. Again, thank you very much. Have a great evening. We'll wait to hear we'll wait to hear the breakdowns from you, and we'll provide that to the general public as well.
That will be made available, sir.
Thank you.
That's a guarantee. You're welcome.